Good morning, Unity in Marin. Guess what? We're closer to you. It's Choir Sunday. And we're going to start off by singing I'm in the right place at the right time, and you are.
My name is Al Gaspari, and I am your worship assistant today. You can see me behind the crowd of people. So thanks for coming out this morning. It's a beautiful day. It's going to be a beautiful week as we go into the holiday week. Hopefully we see some rain coming. So it'll be a great end to the season and something to be thankful for. Unity in Marin is a spiritual community. We also are a mission-driven community. So as you get ready to say our mission statement, think about what brings you here, what you want Unity in Marin to be in the world for you, how it helps you help the world. So take a moment and think about that. Take a breath. Now repeat it after me as we say our mission statement. We are a spiritual community committed to authenticity and the expression of love and support for each other in living an awakened, enlightened life. Thank you.
We're going to sing our song, When I Pray. And if you want to close your eyes and think about this song, you can remember that we're going to sing about our heart, and then our soul, and then love. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my heart. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my
As we go into our time of prayer, Jess Batha, who is one of our prayer chaplains, will come forward with the prayer box. And the prayer box has our prayers in it. And at the end of the service, it will be in the back. And you can place your prayer requests in the box. And we will hold those prayers in our thoughts and our heart and send them to Silent Unity. I want us to be praying for all the concerns of our heart, our country, our world. So as we take a deep breath, let's settle in right where we are. In this moment, we know that there is truly only one power and one presence, active as our lives and as the universe. God the good omnipotence. We feel that presence and know that presence living itself as us. Wherever we are, God is. We know this presence with all the people for whom we are praying, all the situations in the world for which we uphold in prayer. And we know in this loving presence, Spirit, that there truly is only one power and one presence. And so we release any worry. We release any anxiety or stress. We let it go as we move into the deep presence of Spirit. Right here, right now, my soul goes deeper. We give thanks, knowing that our word does not return to us void, but accomplishes all for which it is sent to do. We give thanks, knowing this service is anointed and is blessed, and that we are in the presence of Spirit. And so it is. Amen.
As we come together now in this time of meditation and silence, keep in mind the week. This is a week of gratitude, no matter what. Today's reading is from our beloved daily word. As I embrace gratitude, I am filled with an awareness of greatness. Might be tempting to think that we need items and events to be grateful for before we can feel genuine gratitude. However, Unity Minister Eric Butterworth suggested that it's possible to experience the feeling of gratitude without needing a special reason to be grateful. Just feel it, he advised, adding that as we simply allow ourselves to feel gratitude, the flow of intelligence and love and peace and power come through us and manifest as us effectively. The practice of gratitude, Butterworth explained, gets us into a full of greatness consciousness. A full of greatness consciousness. As I generate gratitude, it lifts my heart, quickens my mind and body, and centers me in the flow of good that is present everywhere. And from the book of Acts of the Apostles, you have made known to me the ways of life. You will make me full of gladness with your presence in the silence. As we come gently back into the room, we sing.
One thing that we're very grateful for is our interconnection and our connection with others, and so we are going to sing the song, Draw Me Close.
Draw me close to you.
Welcome. I'm Reverend Tim Lytle, Senior Minister here at Unity in Marin. If I haven't had the chance to meet you yet, I would love to meet you. I'll be at the back at the end of the service. And if you're new here, feel free to come to the front of the line. In fact, if you feel bashful about that, ask an usher or someone who's been here a while. Say, hey, I'm new here, and Reverend Tim said to go to the front of the line. And they'll take you up to the front of the line, and you just crash the party, okay? Because I want to connect with you. I want to meet you, and it's so good to have you here. And so if you are new here, we have some gifts for you. And if you would raise your hand, anybody new here? First time or first time since I came here? Anybody? Okay, right here. New family that just moved here from Nevada. Right here, all right? So right there, Anna, thank you. So we got 3 gifts for you there. Anybody else? Anyone? Did we miss anybody? I think it'd be so fun if there were any in the balcony. We could just throw them up there. But thank you for being here. Next service. And we also want to welcome our wonderful love streamers. Thank you for being with us. We have people who watch us from Hawaii, from Denmark, from India, from Taiwan. We have someone who wants to become a member from Taiwan. Various people from around the country and the world. We thank you for joining us. If we could look at this camera right here and wave at them. And those of you who are in Hawaii, if you're up yet, we'll give you a shaka. There's a big time difference between here and Hawaii. And it's just such a joy to have you all here. And let's give a blessing to our new people and all the rest of us in between. As we extend our hands, repeat after me. We bless you. We bless you. We recognize who you really are. We recognize who you really are. You are the love and light of God. You are the love and light of God. Here on this planet. To do amazing things. And we are here to support you, to love you, to celebrate you. Welcome to Unity. Let's give them some love. Thank you. And you may notice there's a text number. The number should be behind me on a slide. And if you would go to that number and text the word welcome, right? If you're new, and you'll get a little digital card if you could fill that out, and that'll help us to be in contact with each other by text and email. If you've been here a while, go to that same number and text the word loop so that I can update you on events and things that are happening. It's a joy to have you all here. Welcome home.
Thanks, Tim. We have a couple announcements now. As always, if you want more information about anything going on in the community, you can go out to the hub or there's the board of directors, and then also Faith in Action has a table out in the courtyard after service, and you get all your questions answered. So this is our community. This is our organization. This is your building. This is your senior minister and leadership team. What do you want it to be? What do you see Unity doing in the community? Where do you see gaps? Where do you have passion? Bring all these things this afternoon to a meeting, a community meeting on who are we now? It is 2020, so we have to update our 2020 vision. There are, ideas on where we're going, next steps, and what's going on. We are on a rocket ship, and that rocket ship has left it started to blast off now, and now it's time to tighten up and get ready for the going into space. The booster rockets come on. So we want to send a special welcome to our nephew Ben Klinker, who actually is a rocket engineer. So I was looking at him. I'm like, I'm using the wrong words, aren't I? So today from 1:15 to 3:15. Here in the sanctuary. Our traditional Thanksgiving Day feast. So new to California, to Marin, don't have any plans for Thanksgiving this year, like, please come. This is an annual tradition. It's, a big event. We get lots of people. It's a lot of fun on Thanksgiving. So we have service from 10 to 11 in the sanctuary, and at that service, we want you to bring in like some food, like so nuts or gourds or other pumpkins, fruits, things that represent the fall season. And we'll have a table here in the sanctuary where everyone brings in their bounty, and then at the end of service, you'll be able to take something home with you. So that'll be fun for 10 to 11. It's a beautiful service. And then Thanksgiving dinner is from 2 to 7 in Unity Hall. So this is a potluck, so please sign up in the courtyard. And also, if you're interested, they're looking for people to help set up on Wednesday at 1 p.m., where you can also sign up in the courtyard at the hub. So that's a good opportunity. And then this Wednesday night service is canceled because of Thanksgiving the next day. So we want you all to have a great time in there. All right, now as you're able, please rise and say our statement of truth.
Great song about gratitude that's called Amazing. And it's amazing.
Thank you, Cindy and choir. Yeah, thank you. It's a different kind of experience when I'm sitting right there in front of the choir, and I can see the expression in your faces, and I can see some of the tears coming to your eyes. It's like, wow, I'm right in the midst of it. There's so much for us to be grateful for, and today I'm talking about the power of gratitude. There's great power in gratitude. Many people think that power is, oh wait, someone gave me some handkerchiefs for me to wipe my eyes. They thought that would look better than using my fingers. So, a lot of people think there's great power in force, or great power in manipulation, or great power in trying to get others to do things, but there's great power in gratitude. And here's the reason. You know, in the month of November, we're especially celebrating the power of release, elimination, renunciation. It's the power of the month. Now, some people try to eliminate things through denials, and you can certainly do that. Denial is saying, this has nothing to do with me because of, and Myrtle Fillmore gave a famous combination of an affirmation and denial when she said, I am a child of God. That's the affirmation. Therefore, and here's the denial, I do not inherit sickness. It's a way of releasing and letting go of things. One of the best ways I've found to release something is to be in gratitude. An attitude of gratitude. As Eric Butterworth was sharing in the reading that Reverend Medora shared, he said that it doesn't have to be about specific events. Now, I'm certainly grateful for my family. I'm grateful for all of you. I'm grateful for this church. I'm grateful for this country. I'm grateful for, when I went outside at 3:30 this morning and I saw Orion and Canis Major and the Pleiades very clearly. It's like, wow, it's so clear here. In Honolulu, which I love Honolulu, but I had difficulty seeing the stars because of so much light pollution. And here, there's so many things for which to be grateful. However, as important as it is to be in an attitude of gratitude about all those things, there is that consciousness of gratitude that we can carry with us wherever we are. One time in Wichita, Kansas, there was a joke that was going on, and hi, any of you who are watching from Wichita. There was a joke that I had a second office in Wichita, Kansas. It was called Quick Trip. And it's a place where people get gas and get hot drinks and so forth. And so people were saying that was my second office, because I would meet a lot of people at Quick Trip. I would meet a lot of people and make connections while being at Quick Trip. So one day I went to Quick Trip and I saw this, and I would be there early in the morning. And have you ever seen somebody that's in a hurry and grumpy? Anyone ever seen somebody like that? No pointing fingers. Yes. So I'd get there early in the morning at Quick Trip, and I'd see some of these people who were grumbly and complaining about going to work that day. Instead of thinking about how grateful they were to have a job, how grateful they were that they could get up and move, how grateful they were they had a reason to work. No, sometimes they would be in a bad mood. They hadn't had their morning coffee yet. That's why they were getting the Quick Trip. And so I saw this man coming up. He had this kind of sour expression. He had his face down. He was walking, fast. You could tell he was on a mission. And so I stepped aside and I opened the door for him. And I said, "Good morning." And he stopped and looked at me. And he had kind of a surprised smile on his face. And so out of the corner of my eye, I kind of watched this guy in Quick Trip. And I noticed that he started saying hi to other people and doing things for people in the store. And then I noticed those people starting to smile and starting to interact with others in a different way. It's contagious. Why not start a contagion of gratitude? Why not see a news flash? You know, we've seen news about so many things. Wouldn't it be great if there was a headline, "There's a contagion of gratitude"? Look out, it's spreading. Signs to watch for. People that are smiling. People who are doing some random act of kindness for no particular reason at all. You know? I remember working at a place and a person there said something like, "Why are you always laughing? Something wrong with you?" They were serious. It's countercultural. I recognize that it's countercultural to really ground ourselves in gratitude, because when we're in gratitude, we're in the present moment. We're in the I am presence. Have you ever noticed that when you're grateful, you're not worried about the future? If one is really steeped in gratitude, you're not worried about the future because you're in the present moment. Gratitude centers us in the present. Also, if you're filled with gratitude, do you notice you're not filled with anger and resentment about things that have happened in the past? So gratitude puts us in the present moment. I want to share a couple of scriptures with you. And so this first scripture from Philippians chapter 4, don't be anxious or worried about things. Instead, pray. Pray about everything. God longs to hear your requests, so talk to God about your needs and be thankful for what has come. It's about living in a spirit of gratitude. Have you been around anybody this week who was worried? How many people here have been around anyone who is fearful or worried? How many people here saw that person in the mirror this week? So, one of the ways to release those worries is to be in gratitude. I love this statement from Meister Eckhart. Meister Eckhart was a German mystic in the Middle Ages, someone who's influenced my life. And Meister Eckhart said this: if there's only one prayer, if the only prayer you ever learn is thank you, it will suffice. So it's not just about Thanksgiving, once a week, once a year, It's about thanks living. It's about living in that spirit and that attitude of gratitude all year long. Why save it for just 1 week and be miserable the rest of the weeks? Be in a spirit of gratitude every week, every day. And it's fun because people will wonder what's up with you. And they'll ask you, don't you know what's going on in the world? It's so fun. This next scripture from Acts chapter 4. All the believers were of one heart and mind, and no one felt that what they owned was their own. Everyone was sharing. That's how you live in a spirit of gratitude, is by sharing. And it's always fun to share. I shared with some of you my pizza story, getting onto a plane full of hungry people carrying a pizza that was fresh out of the oven and sharing it. So this week, my wife cooked up a big quinoa soup with vegetables and stuff. And I thought, I'm going to take some to work. She's like, why are you taking extra? Why are you taking 2 containers? Anyway, so brought some to work. Our staff are primarily, some of them live primarily on iced coffee. Is that correct, Connect? Not mentioning any names. But I thought, why not bring something nutritious? So we shared food. It was communion, we're sharing together. And that's what we're practicing. You've heard us talking about faith in action. That's what we're practicing, is sharing. Everybody had everything in common. They were all sharing because they were all giving to community. They were all giving to the same community that they benefited from because it was family. It's kind of like when my wife told me, basically, she said, what's yours is mine, and what's ours is mine. We're all in this together. We're happy to share it. We're glad to share it. And there's joy, there's gratitude that comes about by sharing. A lot of times I talk about giving from an attitude of gratitude. I'm grateful. I've been blessed. Therefore, I want to recirculate the abundance in my life. Sometimes I do it. I flip that around. In order to experience gratitude in my life, I give and I share. In various ways. Sharing my time, talent, treasure. Because we're all in this together. In this world. This afternoon, we'll have a meeting to talk about what is our vision. Where are we going? Who are we now? And a lot of it is going to be about who are we in this community? Who are we in this world? What is our vision? What do we want to bring to this world? It's very, very important that we're not just here for ourselves, but we're here for one another. Now, there's a very modern example of a couple who wanted to, out of gratitude, share with the world. They had experienced healing in their own lives. They had experienced how the presence of God had shifted things and worked in their own lives. They didn't just keep it to themselves. They decided to start this group called the Society of Silent Help. It's now called Silent Unity. I want to show you the covenant that they wrote. This was written, can you all read that? This is their dedication and covenant, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore. So if we show the next slide, then hopefully you can read what it says. Maybe you can't. But we, Charles Fillmore and Myrtle Fillmore, husband and wife, hereby dedicate ourselves, our time, our money, all that we have, and all that we expect to have to the Spirit of truth, and through it to the Society of Silent Unity. It being understood and agreed. Now, I want to point something out here. Charles Fillmore always believed that God was his business partner. That they were in business together. They were business partners. It being understood and agreed, so it's an agreement. It's a covenant. That the said Spirit of truth shall render unto us an equivalent for this dedication. That is, as they give, so they shall receive. In peace of mind, health of body, wisdom, understanding, love, life, an abundant supply of all things necessary to meet every want without our making any of these things the object of our existence. That is, they were giving this without the receiving being the goal. They were giving because they wanted to invest in what they believed in. They wanted to invest in that which helped them. They didn't want it just for themselves. They wanted to be able to share it. In the presence of the conscious mind of Christ Jesus, the 7th day of December AD 1892, Charles Fillmore, Myrtle Fillmore. We are recipients of that. We're recipients of that dedication. We're recipients of that investment. We're recipients of these people who dedicated themselves to want to touch other people's lives. You can touch other people's lives wherever you are. It can be on the bus. It can be in the airport. I heard on the news last night that SFO, San Francisco Airport, is the 3rd worst airport to be in on Thanksgiving in our country. So if you happen to be flying this Thanksgiving, there's plenty of opportunity to show gratitude. There's lots of people who need it. When electricity gets turned off, there's lots of opportunity to share gratitude. Right? There's lots of people we can help. We have a neighbor who kept our stuff going with a generator while we were gone. You know, there's opportunities that we can touch other people's lives and live in this attitude of gratitude. Now, I'm going to be here Thursday, not just for the service, but also for the dinner. I want to have dinner with y'all. Thanksgiving is about being with family. I don't know who your family is. It may be in Oakland, or it may be in Mountain View. It may be, I don't know where. Oregon. San Antonio. But for many of us, this is family. And so it's going to be a wonderful time together, and we're going to be watching a movie after the Thanksgiving meal and, just having time to hang out. I'm so grateful for this spiritual community. I'm so grateful to have landed here. I'm so grateful for all the people who've influenced my life. So I encourage you to be thinking about those people, those things that you're grateful for. Maybe even tell them while they're still alive. There are some people now who are having their celebration of life service while they're still alive, because they want to hear what people have to say about them. Why not let people know while they're still here? Is still waiting till their funeral service. Let them know what they mean to you. Let them know how they've touched your life. I remember when I did that with my dad, he was so shocked, he wondered if I was okay. People aren't used to hearing about how they've touched other people's lives, and many times we minimize and underestimate the effect we've had on other people's lives. There's great power in thanking people and sharing that gratitude and sharing with them how they've touched our lives. Why not tell them while they're alive? So, this is my recommendation. Don't just practice thanksgiving. Practice thanks living. Thank you. I don't know what this is saying. Oh, a gray Toyota Camry. The engine is running. Maybe they want to keep their car warm. I don't know. In the parking lot. Okay. All right. So, you all see these things? They're in the back of your seats. I filled mine out. I need to hand it in. I wanted to pray over it. I wanted to think about it. You know, I donate every week, but I wanted to really be in a prayerful attitude of gratitude as I filled out my Faith in Action brochure. For me, it's a joy. And, just so you know, this will probably be said by Sandra, I just want you to know, we've moved to a new system. Those of you who had signed up for recurring giving before, we've moved to a new platform. And so if you signed up before, we would like you to sign up again. Don't assume that it's just going to be automatic. Okay? So Sandra, aren't you going to share with us at this time? Oh, I'm supposed to have an affirmation. Yes. Let's do an affirmation. All right. If you all would please repeat after me. I am wonderful. I can't help it. I live in abundance. I have an attitude of gratitude. I am seeing a great shift in life. Shift happens. And I'm creating it. And so it is. Amen.
Good morning, Unity. Good to see you. And gratitude fills my heart, fills your heart. And some of the things that we have to be grateful for here at Unity Marin 2019 is our new senior minister, Reverend Tim. And he's been here 8 months, which is absolutely fabulous. There's a new professional staff at Unity. It wasn't intended that way, but people moved on and went to other things. Got a new staff. Prior committed members have returned and are returning. Our attendance is up at the Wednesday night service. It's just so much fun to go. We've got increased enrollment at Hamilton Montessori. We're getting ever closer. And in all safety to the owls, our palm trees were finally trimmed. And as Reverend Tim has said, we have a new secure online financial system that's going to bring us savings in time and money. Yeah. And plus we have 3 new auxiliary members on our board of trustees. So good things have been happening and continue to happen. So Faith in Action today, as you heard, we renew our commitment to learning and growing. And it's kind of hard to understand for those of us who had our Faith in Action rolling over our automatic donations year after year, but we can't do that this year because of the new platform. So automatic donations must be set up with your signature, especially if you're using a credit card or if you're using a donation from your bank account. It has to be, we need your signature, we need your authorization. So we need your help to make that happen. Now, I had said last week that we were going to draw names today for brunch with Reverend Tim, but guess what? People haven't understood that they aren't committed until they fill out the new form. So you've got this in the mail, the brochure. the authorization form is really important to sign, to complete and sign. We're doing this, we're being reborn. We're doing this over again. So you can take it to the Faith in Action table outside. They'll help you outside the office. You can bring it to the community meeting this afternoon. And then when you do that, you get a pin and you get your name entered into the drawing, which we're going to start next time. So thank you for your commitment. Remember, let's be grateful for having achieved our pledge, even though we haven't yet, but we want that vision that we've achieved it, of $425,000 in faith and action to run this place. Reaffirm your committed pledge today, and we've been saying blue skies ahead, but as Al brought up, it's actually clear skies ahead, but we want some rain in that. So we do want the blue skies of positivity, but rain is fine. So thank you very much, and do get some help if you need it for the form, but get it done. Thank you.
Right. At this time, our ushers will come forward to assist us with the morning offering. Am I right? Or is this when Lucille talks? All right. Is Lucille... Yes, I apologize. There were a few little things that were different in our PowerPoint today.
Should we go back?
You can sit up here. You can sit up front. Yes, I apologize.
Hello, my name is... Thank you, Charcel. My name is Lucille Allison, and I am a member of Unity in Marin. You see me up here singing. I'm also a prayer chaplain. And Pamela called me this week because the person who's supposed to be here got sick. And I've learned never to say no to Pamela. So, so here I am. And I really love what Reverend Tim said today, because he said shift happens. And that's my experience here. So I like what happens in this room. And we sang songs about in this house, in this very house. In this house, we are grateful. I am grateful for each and every one of you that shows up. Now, a lot of you I know, and a lot of you I don't know. When I call for my have a prayer list, because I'm a prayer chaplain, and I call each month. Some of you, I don't know who you are, but it doesn't matter, because the shift happens. And the shift happens within me, and that's why I pray, because I'm kind of a selfish person, and that's what prayer does. It shifts me, and it shifts whoever's receiving the prayer. And so I like this community, and I love what we have as an authenticity statement in living an awakened, enlightened life. What better thing to do? And so I hope that you join me in turning the me to we, and join me in giving. Open your hearts, open your purse. It doesn't, give from that place that Reverend Tim was talking about, from that thanks living. Because when you thanks live, you live an awakened, enlightened life. And that's what I want for all of you in this room, in this very room. Thank you.
So as you take your offering in your hands, if you wish, place it over your heart. Take a deep breath. Repeat after me. I bless this offering. In the consciousness of abundance and gratitude. And so it is. Amen. Thank you.
seal mentioned we have a lot to be grateful for in this place, in this house, and we're going to pray and sing that to you here in this house.
Ushers come forward. We would extend our hands to the offering. Feel the presence of abundance. Feel the presence of this infinite substance of which there's never any lack. We circulate our divine good, knowing it blesses ministries of this church to touch people's lives. We give thanks. We give thanks for all the ways in which we are blessed. And so it is. Amen. Amen.
Ben, did you get one of these? So in my office at work, I have a bunch of trinkets from Christine at the bookstore, and postcards that I've gotten from my prayer chaplains, and I have 2 of these that I've bought because you go out from here into the world, and stuff happens. Somebody comes into your office and they're complaining or raising an issue, not coming from a place of gratitude or coming from a fear-based place. So I just look at my unity cup and say, okay, don't react. Don't. The president tweets something. It's like, just, okay, let me take a sip. So these are available for purchase from a sliding scale of $10 to $10 million. So based on your interest and desire, but it is, there's a ton of stuff in the bookstore and postcards, and one of the things I love about Unity is, like, I have postcards that quote John Wayne from my Unity prayer chaplain, and they're all up and around, and it's just it creates a nice environment, and it just gives you that reminder, because you're going out and you're doing battle in the world. There's lots of things coming at you. I don't want to say battle, but there's lots of things coming at you on a day-to-day, so it's important to remember to bring yourself back. Okay, so how many of you were impacted by something an adult did when you were a child, either good or bad? Like, it made an impact on your life? So now look around the room and think about, do you think that these adults would be good for children? It'd be good to have them around. And that's the gist of our youth and family ministry program, to get kids into this environment, to teach them, to help them. For me, it's like to not make the same mistakes that I did, to, learn these at 10 versus, 35, 40. So spread the word. It's a great program, and, it's really good. The youth will not be coming in today just because they're busy working on arts and crafts, which I'll talk about later. Our flower sponsor is Kurt Ware, so thankful for Unity. Thank you, Kurt. Thank you, bro. Beautifully arranged by Carolyn Gauthier. Thank you. Thank you, Carolyn. Gorgeous. Our hospitality sponsor is also Kurt. You're the man, Kurt. Celebration of my amazing children, Hollis, Sam, and Josephine. Thank you, Kurt. So the next slide is for our youth and family ministry. So we're talking about the holidays. So first, we're going to have a fundraiser next week. So they're making crafts in the slide. There's not a slide on this, but there is a fundraiser next week. So bring your money, buy something from the kids. It really helps the youth and family ministry. And then in the past we've done a giving tree with gifts for kids, where everyone comes in and does that. And a lot of times when you find the gifts, it's for more basic necessities, and you realize that different people in our community are at different places. So this year, instead of the giving tree that we're going to do here at church, which you still have opportunities to do that, we're going to do more like a basics and necessities drive, because the hunger in the community, the people who don't have that loving soup, like Connect. But it's a real thing, and it's a real need. So they're going to be looking for canned items, pantry items, items for families, diapers, things like that. And it's really to support those families who have an intense need this year. And there'll be more information about that in coming weeks. So as we get over Thanksgiving this beautiful Thursday, then it's a short hop over to Christmas. So next Saturday on November 30th from 10 to 4 p.m., come help Charcel get Unity dressed for the holidays. And if you've never been here for the holidays, it is a truly magical experience. You have a beautiful tree and, just decorations everywhere. It really helps to get you in the spirit. Coming from the East Coast where it's like cold and rainy and snowy, in California, I'm like, it's still sunny. Like, what's going on? But when you come in here and you see the tree, and it brings you home. So it's great. All right, prayer chaplains, please rise. The Unity and Marin prayer chaplains are here to pray with you. They are a resource. If you're not set up or you're getting a call from your Unity and Marin prayer chaplain, do so. Great pro tip, let it go to voicemail, and then you have an instant message on your phone anytime you need it from your prayer chaplains, giving you some inspiring words of prayer. if you see yourself has an interest in getting into the prayer chaplain program, there is an introductory meeting on December 8th from 1 to 2:30 in the bride's room. This is, I understand to be a very powerful program, and it really helps to bring you along in your spiritual journey. So think about that. All right, now we'll rise to say our prayer of protection with gusto. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. All is well. All right, now join hands, and we're going to sing our peace song.